part of us. Now, we are all Jews, but after you done what you done, you become known as a half-breed. It was half-breed, they said. Since you was a half-breed, you can no longer be with us. So you were an outcast. And by being an outcast, we can have nothing to do with you. Now, what do that tell us about us? Same thing. And what is the same thing? I heard Ms. Tracy said, discrimination. Now look, the same folks, you know, we have people that hate our own self within ourselves. We don't have to go to the other race. We can look within ourselves and see hate. What are some of the hatred we have? Jealousy, that's the first thing. Jealousy. What is it? Envy. I don't like you. I don't like you because how you look. What that that's some jealousy there. I don't like you because how you doing this. That. All that's come from the same thing, that's what? Hate. Here it is right now, this woman here. She was not going to have anything to do with it. What we want.
Verse 8.
For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat.
I was wondering why they had to tell them that the disciple was gone. So when I was looking into it, they said they let us know the disciple was away from Jesus at the moment because of their thoughts and opinions and the thoughts of the Samaritan people. It wouldn't allow Jesus to have the conversation he needed to have with the Samaritan woman if they was present.
And also you know that this was already planned. Because to say that there was 3 ways they could have went. But Jesus chose the way that he knew this woman was going to be. That's all. He already knew where she was going to be. He went the way. Because Samaritans and Jews were not affiliated at no kind of way. They were supposed to say anything. They were supposed to be near each other. If you see a Samaritan, you're going to go the other way. That's how it was. But here's Jesus. He had to fix so the disciples would leave and leave him alone. Because he knew which way he was going. He was going the route by the Samaritan. It said that you had to either go through that town or you bypass that town. So Jesus, what he did, he entered through the town. And when he came to the town, he got tired. He told you earlier, he was 100% God and 100% man. So what happened to the man, Bob? He got tired. So what did that tell me? On this race, what do? We're going to get tired. But we get tired, but we don't give up. So that's what happened up. I've been running a long time and not tired yet. Something wrong. You don't know your Bible, or you just saying what somebody else has said a long time ago. You know how we get things that people say and run with it? That's one of them things. I've been running a long time, and I'm not tired yet. The only thing about running a long time is that rabbit. It won't be tired. When you put the rabbit in the rabbit, and just keep on running, it won't get that energized. But you know what? That barrel go down somewhere. So that means it's going to stop. And what it's saying right here there. Same thing in our life. Somebody tell you that I'm not tired yet. Well, you're not running Christ. Because if Christ was 100% God and 100% man, and he got tired, you must be crazy saying you're not going to get tired. You're going to get tired, but you don't give in. You keep going because the same God that you got tired will bring you back from your tiredness.
Verse 9.
Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
Now look at that. She answered in a German way. Now look up that word. It said it means in a mocking and rude way, being funny towards the question that he asked. Imagine growing up all your life, and these different type of people you do. Oh, we don't associate with these type of people, and you know this. And then once
I just want to ask her what her address is.
I ain't gonna get your ass back. You gotta know that When you look at this lesson, even from last week, it says, what was the main problem that the Pharisees and Sadducees had with Jesus? Because he was with the who? The sinners, which was the nobody. That was the main problem. If Jesus was Jesus, why would he sit with these sinners folks right there? Why would he be the lowest of the lowest? Why would Jesus do that if he is Jesus? So what she's saying here, how people talk about you look down on other people. Who can you look down on? Because if you live like God, I say we all are human. So that matter on what you say or what you say about somebody. You have no right to look down on nobody. Suppose God was to turn his back on us because we're black. What would you do? Messed up. So if God doesn't do it, why did you decide you're going to look down on somebody because they may not look like you, they may not dress like you, they may not live where you live at, then you're going to look down on them. I tell my wife all the time, we have come a long way. I'll show some pictures this morning from where we were. So I have no right to look down on nobody because the same God brought me from where we were as a couple when we first started out to where I am now. I have no right to look down on somebody that's walking the street and don't have anything. Because I tell them, that could have been me. You know, when I look down on somebody else's child, that could have been my child out here. This morning we looked at come son who was walking around in the cold. That could have been some out here. So do we have a right to look down on nobody? But that's what this lesson is about, what they saying. The old Pharisees and Sadducees, they didn't like Jesus because he's confident. And look what they say about what he just told us about this Samaritan woman. She tried to make fun of Jesus. Because why does she do that? Because at that time, women didn't come out to a certain time of day. And when they came out, to make sure that men were there because they didn't associate with men. Now here's a man gonna ask her. Now, what's wrong with that? This man got to be something wrong with this man. Unless she got no mind. She just didn't know this man, so she had enough mind. Something wrong with this man. He gonna ask me for some water? That doesn't happen. Not only that, he looked at me, asked me that, and I'm looking. A man who asked a woman for water, it just didn't happen that day. And the time of the day, it says this is about 6 hours, which was the hottest time of the day. And what he had just sent his boy away, a disciple away, so he could be there by himself. Sometime, we need to get along. If we want to meet Jesus, we got to get by ourselves and let Jesus talk to us. But what do? We like to keep a lot of company. You have to watch the company sometime when you get next to Jesus. Jesus sent them away so he could be alone with this woman. That was a point to be made him. And the teacher going to continue. All right, teacher.
Verse 10.
Jesus answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that said to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water.
So she's joking. And Jesus let her know this is a serious situation. Because if you know the gifts you receive by doing what God tells you to do, and he's the one that ordained me to even ask you this question. So if you do right by God, and he said he would have given thee living water. So he said, God will put some water in there that will refresh your soul and things that you won't even need to drink from his well anymore anyway. So he was just testing her and see how she would respond to his question.
Now, I didn't say about that gift of God. He was telling her, if you only knew what gift I'm going to give you, which was the gift of living water, and he was telling her, and what's that living water? That was salvation. If you get this water here that I'm going to give you, you will never have to drink anymore. Now, I guess that woman began to wonder in her mind, what kind of water this man got? I mean, he going to give me some water that I don't have to come out in this heat. Back then, it said it was real hot. And here she come out in the heat, and I got a man going to give me some kind of water that I never have to come back again. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Give me some of that water. Why is that water in? And what I liked about this is, the man come, but he had nothing to draw water out. They said the well was real deep. She questioned it. Wait a minute. You want me to draw you some water? You have nothing to put the water in. You have nothing to get the water out. Now, how am I going to draw you some water? But you tell me, if you drink my water, you never thirst no more. So her mind began to wonder then, I don't have to have no bucket. I don't have to dip down there. So this is the kind of water I need. Not only that, I don't even have to come back again. Give me some of that water, that living water. That's that water we call salvation. All right, teacher.
Verse 11.
The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water?
So I studied the Jacob well, and it said it doesn't have nothing attached to it to get the water out of. But most people usually bring in their own to get their water out of the well. So I was wondering why she didn't have nothing attached to get the water out of it. So Jesus was telling her, well, I have without the living water. So she said, where is our living water? So she's really trying to play with Jesus and be funny, like, okay, what the water that you talking about since we can't get none of this one?
She went to the well. And most times, if you go for something, you don't have to real it. She didn't have it there. But that's the way it goes. And she wondered, why God? You come with us water, you have to get in the water. So he said, she didn't have anything, so how are we going to get some water here? But he said, I just live with water. The water I got, you don't have to draw. So I said, her mind began to wonder again. If he got some water on the draw, I want some of that water. So give me some of that water. That's some of the good water right there. And I like how she kind of questioned him, because he said again, she was kind of still playing with him. The reason she playing with him, though, here it is, a man was not supposed a Samaritan person, and a Jew had no encounter. So you know, this man was not supposed to say anything to her because he was a Jew, and I am a Samaritan. That's one of the questions back there. Then he gonna tell me that he got some living water. Now, who this man is this? What kind of man is this? But she didn't know. Until said, "What is that? Who this man was?" She didn't know that because she wasn't believing that. They had been worshipped those pagan gods, and that's one thing why they divided them, because of they believed they were the same people. But after they began to worship the wrong folk, the Jews said, "You can be a part of us because you worship that pagan god." But here we are right here, that same person at the well, sitting there, get some water, in this living water that God can give up. Then she began to think about it. As she thought about that, the more she thought, I guess that she would come down a bit, because she began asking crazy questions. But go back, wasn't no man was going to talk to this woman, no man. So I don't know if that crazy, or that's how it was at that time. But after coming through that, she began to wonder, this man keep talking about this again, what he said, living water. You know, he emphasized that twice, living water. Now, what is he talking about? He said living water. I'm saying that in her mind, that's what she wanted. He had no pail, he had no bucket, no string, but he keep talking about some kind of living water. What is the living water? All right, teach me. I said, teach me. Somebody.
Now, this lady, she had came from somewhere else too. And from what I'm understanding, she had passed by several places where she could have got some water. So wonder why did she skip there and end up here before you.
What she knew about, but this was the well they go, because Jacob had gave him this well way centuries before. So they all used this well here. And this was near the Samaria. So that's why she went to that well right there to get some water. And then it said they went on the same time of the day. They went while there wasn't no Jews there, because the Jews had no encounter with them. And what she knew about Jacob. And what do we know about Jacob? Jacob was the heel-grabber. Jacob was the trickster. So she knew about the trickster. And what it said, that the trickster left this well for them to get the water, even though they were Samaritan. But they still had to have some water. So this is the well that she chose. Remember, in doing this here, who was got to guide her? The Holy Spirit of God was guiding her all the time to go to this well, because who's going to be there? Jesus. So everything that we see right here was already proclaimed. I passed this well, I passed that well, this is the well I'm going to. Then she know what well was that? Jacob well. They already knew that was Jacob's well, because Jacob left his well for the cattle, for them to get water. So that's the well she was going to. The other two, she went to this well because this was Jacob's well. She knew Jacob, but who she didn't know? She didn't know Jesus. That was the catch right there. She knew Jacob, because Jacob left his well, and we're going to find out about that. I believe. Okay.
Verse 12.
Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle?
Now I wonder why the Samaritan had such high praise from Jacob. And they wasn't even descendants of Jacob. But as the people, they chose Jacob as their father, as someone they look up to. And he was saying, if Jacob could be this for us, and you saying you have water that's greater than our father Jacob left for his children that he drunk in his cow. So she was basically saying, how are you greater than Jacob? What are you doing so greater than what Jacob has done?
I think this goes back to what this one was saying. That's why she knew that well was Jacob well, because who Jacob was. She didn't know Jesus, but she knew Jacob. Remember, these are Syrian people, when they got to meeting together, they started worshiping the pagan God. So whatever thought they had about Jesus or what God at that time, they had left it because who they were worshiping. She knew about Jacob, but she didn't know about God. So that's why they came up with that question there, are you greater than Jacob? What did Jacob leave up? The well. You know, it always when somebody leave me. When I leave them, I'm going to leave my children. That's the thing we always ask. I can remember that. That was her question. What you got for me? You want to get something for me? What did Jacob left up? Jacob left us the well. How do you know that? Because I'm carrying on to the well. How that goes back to what I'm saying. She knew Jacob, but she didn't know Jesus. That's the question. When she found out, this thing will be good to me. I'm going to leave it alone. Come on.
Verse 18.
Jesus answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
What you say? We say, what's the water? That's basically what Jesus told him. He's still not getting upset. Is the woman still trying to play with him and act like he's not who he is? But he just explained to her, whoever drinks from this water again should be thirsty once more. But the water I have, when you drink this water that I have, you'll never thirst again. So basically just let her know, this is human water. This is regular water. There's nothing special about this water that you so claim to be Jacob's well. Nothing special about it.
But the water that I'm going to give you is special.
It's special.
That's special water.
Special water.
That's what it's saying. Everlasting water. Then you know, that's what get on my mind. And you give me some everlasting water. What do that tell me? I don't need to go back to this well no more. Because you're going to give me some water and I don't have to get out of this heat. I don't have to carry this water back. Because you give me what kind of water? Living water, which is that everlasting water. Then it said the water going to do what? Spring up in me? Isn't that something? So all I do is this water going to spring up in me. That means that water is in me. I don't have to thirst anymore. And I don't have to carry no water back to my family. Because it's already in me. Hot. And I'm carrying water for everybody. But since this water is already in me, all I got to do is just give me some of that water. Now, her mind can change to me. I don't have to go back in that heat and do anything. So I want some of that water. She didn't like to walk. And you can blame her. In that hot desert, I would like to walk in. Think about you walking and you carrying some water. I know when I was a little boy, I see people carry water. By the time you get to where you're going, what had happened? Some of your water had lost out. You have a bucket of water, but you have lost some of it by the time you get there. So that means what you got to do? Turn around and go back to the well again. So she was saying, if you give me this water, one trip to do, that's all I need. I don't have to go back because I have enough water in me. It's going to spring up in me. What is it? It's for life. Wait a minute. You're going to give me some everlasting water. What is it? Everlasting water? I don't have to do what? Thirst anymore. What do I want? I want some water. When you want some of that water, especially it's hot, you carry water. Somebody will tell you, this is some water that you never have to carry water. Just keep on filling me up. That's water. But he was telling her the water he gonna give up is totally different from the water she thinking about. You know how I like that? She was thinking about one water, and Jesus was talking about some water that's going to be forever. And what was that water? That Holy Spirit going to be in her? It's going to last for how long? Everlasting. So he about to get to where he wants with her. She still kind of, I think she's a little doubt yet, but she still wants some of the water. What is it? She wants some of the water. All right, what we got?
Verse 14.
But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
I know we got the cold water, the sunny, aquafina. We even got smart water and vitamin water. But Jesus just took up the water that I provide that comes from my will. It will bring everlasting life. So he still doesn't know the water that you talking about from Jacob well is regular, but the water comes from me. You'll never thirst again. And like Rebecca said, she wants the water, but she still not understanding what Jesus is really trying to tell her. You get the real understanding out of the situation. But we're gonna get into that later on.
Okay, now you look at this part where I said the water springing up. Now, if you think about what it meant about that the water springing up, this is water that's smooth. The water in Jacob was just water that's still. So we tell you, the water I'm gonna give you gonna be the water that's gonna move in you. When it says springing up, that's moving. So that's the water that he's telling, and this water gonna be everlasting water. So that if you get that water that I'm gonna give you, you'll always be moving. You know, as the more I read about this, it tells me that God don't want nobody doing nothing. He wants you to do something. And that something means get up and help somebody. What are we? We are serving. We have to be serving, not to be served. And doing that, he wants to say, get up and move, spring up water. That's that water wants to move. So if you sit down, God needs you. You need to get up and let everybody know. What I'm gonna let folks know? How good God is. This here gonna tell us later on what that water find out about God. And Jesus said, since that's about Jesus, about him, and this springing up water how it's gonna come up. So that water gonna be a moving water. This living water is not a dead water. The dead water, the water they say that's dead. Jacob water, what is the? Go and sit down. God has not did anything good to you, so what you gonna do? Sit on it. If you're gonna sit on it, God can use you. He wants you to get up and be a light in the world. You can be shining with a movement there. What it say? Springing up in her. This water gonna be springing up in her all the time and give her what? Everlasting life. That's the kind of life that you look for. This is just what, a part time? We want that full time, and we get that full time. That's that everlasting life that we're looking for too. We don't want this part time. He's telling her, I'm gonna give you this everlasting, and how it's gonna come through? That living water. That's good. We got to take y'all.
Verse 15.
The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw.
See, she wants the water for a personal gain. Like Rebecca said, it's hot. She want to keep from going back and forth to the well. But God don't bless us for our personal reason. God blessed us so people can see what he did for us, and we draw people unto his name. So he blessed us to bring others into his family. Not just because, oh, it's just me, I'm gonna stop doing this. No, he blesses us to see, so other people can see the Jesus in us and bring others into his family.
All right. I like that. He tell it like it is, folks. About that woman there. See, now he said that woman began to what? To realize there's something about this man. There's different, she says, about this man here. Now he keeps telling the same thing about that living water, and I don't have to thirst no more. Hey, now put something on my mind. I don't have to thirst no more. I don't have to go to the well no more. I begin to think about something this man is saying. This kind of rub begin to get into her mind. The same man that she went through the same thing to. Now he began to get next to her. You know the song said, I can't get next to you, but I believe he get next to her now. Because that's what happened now. All the water began to spring up and saying the same thing. So now she began to wonder, what about this man? Jacob water standing still. This man gave me some living water, which is moving. Now, which water would you want? The living water, the one that got to move to, not to stand still water, because what happens? If I get to stand still water, I got to come back to the well again. This standing still water, I have to keep coming back to the well. But if I get this water, this living water, I don't have to come back no more. So I want something that I don't have to come back no more. When it's hot, I have to carry that water. But if I get this water here, I don't have to come back no more. That's right. All right.
Next verse.
The woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men, keep going, come see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ?
So what is it? She had a little talk with Jesus. And once she finished her talk with Jesus, now she's ready to go find somebody else and tell them who she just had met. See, that's how we should be when Jesus helps us and forgive us for our sin. And once we realize can nobody do it with Jesus, we should be ready to go run and tell somebody else, look what he done for me. So when we do that and say our testimony, they just show people, oh, he can do it for them, he can do it for me.
There she goes. That's the All right. You notice that what it says? It says that she came to get water. She had her bucket. But when she left, what did she have? Nothing. She didn't have a bucket. So whatever she came out, she left the bucket. But she went back with what kind of water? The living water. Not only that, now let's look what it said. So this woman, after she got back here, and went to the city, what did she do? She told everybody. Now, what my reading was, everybody but the men. She told them men, wait a minute, I met a man. How many of you can say that you met a man? I met a man that told me everything about me. What are you talking about? Well, this man told me I had, how many husbands? 5 husbands. Who did this man tell me I had 5 husbands? Now, that's what she told him. I met a man that told me I had 5 husbands.
He said the one you got now is yours.
And she said, the one that you have now is not yours. Now, as I read about that, thought about that, we always put this woman down. But what we missed the point, it didn't say, well, this woman had 5 husbands that they died. You know, we didn't say that. What's the first thing we said the woman had 5 husbands? She was a what? She was a if she had 5 husbands. Who's saying that? We are saying that. What are we doing? We're putting something in here that's not in there. What it said, he told us she had what? 5 husbands. And the one she got now is not her. That's why we need to leave that thing. But you know how we always been feeling the Bible? We've been told all our life, yeah, that woman no good. Because she had how many husbands? 5 husbands. He told her that. But didn't say that the 5 husbands died. So you got to look at from that. But it said that. And she got back, she was so happy that this man told her about herself. A man that she never met before. Wouldn't that be something? Somebody come up to you and start telling you about your life. What do you think? Something wrong? You don't know nothing about me. But you tell me all about me. What am I going to think? What am I going to think? This man is not just a man. This man got to be Jesus. This man got to be God. Because he knew all about me. I have told him I hadn't seen him before, and I'm not even supposed to be with this man. First thing, this man is a Jew, I'm a Samaritan. This man is a man, and I'm a woman. We have no conversation like this, Samaritan Jew. But yet, he told me all about myself. So what is that? I'm going to run and do what? Tell it. I'm going to run and tell somebody.
Okay, verse 30. Verse 30.
Then they went out of the city and came unto him.
They dropped what they were doing to go see about Jesus. Because when she told her testimony and said how she told her everything he ever did, they couldn't believe it. Complete strangers, like my brother said. So let's go see about this man. Come see the man. Come see the Messiah.
All right? What that tells me, that when you have a testimony, who can learn from the testimony? Other folks can learn from your testimony. This lady here had a testimony. What was her testimony? She met a man that told her everything about her life. I'm going to run and tell somebody. She didn't keep it to herself. She could have went back there. I'm not going to tell you. First thing I asked, why the water? Well, the well was dry. But what did she say? I met a man that told me everything about myself. Not only that, now here you go. You left from Jacob well to a living well. What was the living well? When she made a testimony. Her testimony was living, telling that this man I'm talking about told me everything about myself. So I'm letting you all know about a testimony. He just said, when God does something good for you, what are you supposed to do? Tell somebody. I talked to this young girl sometimes. She tells me some things. When God do good to her, she'll let somebody know about it. Now suppose God do good for me, and I just don't tell nobody. Am I helping anybody? That same thing that you're going through. He brought me out of it. The same problem that you encountered, he brought me through. What I need to do, I need to be able to listen to somebody. I need to be able to tell my testimony. We had no testimony in our life, that's how I was at. But you need to tell the truth what God has done for you. I know when I didn't have anything, who brought me out of it? God. We know about that. So now you get up there and you don't tell nobody anything. Because what is it? All my life I've been waiting. You try to fool you. You're fooling yourself. Because God gave you whatever you got. So I'm going to tell somebody. If something good happened to you, don't be afraid to tell you. Because whatever happened to you good, I could be going through that same thing and realize that God have what? No. Respect to the person. So if he do it for you, he can do it for me. I did. All right?
And when you get there, you know, if it's a woman, you go back and go.
Okay.
But if a man been there, he's trying to keep this.
Give it to a second. Wait a minute, sit down. If a woman there, she'll go back. So you said that woman tells everything.
When most time he always telling but
They're gonna tell you. So if you don't want somebody to know something, keep it to the men. But if you want somebody to know something, give it to a woman. I know she's gonna say something back there. But this time, wasn't it good that God told the woman? Because the woman let the men know. She went back and told the men. One thing, she wasn't even talking to men. But when God did something for her, she ran back and told the men. Because the men was in charge. And everybody listened. Not only that, I believe the next verse. Okay, you sit down.
Verse 39.
And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, he told me all that ever I did.
They didn't even know each other. So there's no possible way that she thinking he should know these things about me. How do we know this? So when she went back to Samaria and told the other people, they became instant believers. Because how do we know this about you? So that's what happened when they became instant believers. Because there's no possible way that anybody else could have known the things that Jesus told them.
And they knew this woman had 5 husbands. And she told them, this is a man gonna tell me I have 5 husbands. They already knew that. And that's what she told them. That man told everything about it. He told my whole history. He knows nothing about it. You don't all that.
Verse 40.
So when the Samaritans were come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them, and he abode there 2 days.
They offered Jesus to stay with them. Despite from the beginning, what we said about these two different groups of people, then don't both get along, they don't associate with each other. But now, once you get to talk with the Samaritan lady, now they offering Jesus to come stay with them. All it would took was a little talk with Jesus. That's all it took. That's all it took.
I think you got that.
Verse 41.
And many more believed because of his own word.
God's word and his power brought salvation to them. And God, and Jesus know everything we need. He know the right angle to take with us. He know the words we need to hear, the things we need to go through. So that's all they took for the Samaritan lady. Seen that the will, he knew exactly what to do, and it worked out exactly how he wanted it.
He just told you exactly how it was. There's nothing more I can say about teaching you how it's good. Remember, it said, it's not so good that they told him that we want you to stay with us. Isn't that something? You're not supposed to. But now, since you've done this well, we want you to stay with us. They stayed there and tarried them 2 days later. Look how God can work on us. So if he can do that for him, they learned a whole lot in 2 days. They didn't know all the time from this Jew and this Samaritan woman. And I think our teacher's done a great job. Give them a great hand. You ready? All right. Come back. He said we would come back, so we will. Like I said, we like to thank our Samaritan lady too. She did a good man. Let's give her a hand.
We'd also like to thank all the visitors.